Hello everyone, Sonic Ride 9 here, trying to do something a little bit different from regular Let's Plays. Today I'm doing a bit of a discussion video of a quite a big game that's supposedly getting a remake soon. Mr. Purple Dragon himself, Spyro the Dragon. At least we're hoping that a remake is happening. And yes, I said we because I am joined by two co-commentators. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, this is Patsy99 coming to you live from the UK. And yes, I am back on the Sonic Ride 9 channel. Did you miss me? I bet you did. I hope you did. Anyway, as Ryan himself has described, we are here talking about Spyro the Dragon, one of the many mascots that Sony has produced to us over the years. And I am not alone. Not only do I have Sonic Ride 9 here, a great pal of mine, we have someone new in our midst. So please introduce yourself, new person.
Hi, I am Basic Rez. What is up? I cannot say anything big like they have, so hi. I am new Babu. I am new to this. I have not really done much discussion video. I play a lot of the Spyro games, and I am excited for a possible mic drop of Spyro. I don't know.
Yeah, we're all hoping for that big old mic drop at a press conference or something. or just
Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, or just to get the guy who usually does the conferences to come out with like a Spyro shirt, because that always seems to indicate that something is coming. So, oh god, Spyro could be
coming.
Or
have him like quote like Ignitus, or have him quote like a Spyro.
Have
him quote Hunter. There you go.
Yeah. So it's just obscure enough that only the die-hard Spyro fans will recognize the quote. Yeah.
And everyone else at the press conference is like, yeah, bro.
It's like, oh my god.
But there's that guy that's gonna be like, Spy Poe?
Spy Poe. Okay.
Is this what the Pope?
Okay, so I guess we'll start things off with just going over our sort of opinions on, well, not only just the trilogy as a whole, but I guess if we have to, we can bring up sort of the future titles as well before we go full talking into remakes and whatnot. So I guess I shall start and say I first grew up with Spyro when I was incredibly young. I think I first played either Spyro 2 or Spyro 3. I can't exactly remember which. But the truth is, I was terrible at them. I did not understand that you had to collect every gem. I know, coming from someone who has now completed both Spyro 2 and Spyro 3 to 100%, and saying that they used to suck at them is crazy, maybe. But honestly, I was young. I didn't understand what I was doing most of the time. I think I got stuck quite a few times. But as I got older, I got better at the game, and yeah, that's sort of how I got introduced to the Purple Dragon. And eventually I did play Spyro 1. So I got, I covered all bases. And yeah, I sort of continued to play through the entire series right up to Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. And I even had a quick go at Skylanders. Yeah. And yeah, that's about it from me about my talk about Spyro.
Please go on.
Yeah. So, what about you, Pudsey? What's your experience?
Well, when I had a PlayStation 1, remember those beauties? God.
Oh, they were so old.
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, so one of the early PS1 games I got when I was still young was, of course, the original Spyro the Dragon from Insomniac Games. Yes, the same people who made Ratchet and Clank, the same guys. Anyway, so that's when I first experienced him. And since then, I have played a majority of different Spyro games. mainly some on the PS1, some on the PS2, and of course the Legend of Spyro trilogy on the PS3. And then I sort of lost interest when I realized that when I heard about Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine then. But when I discovered it was one of those collect these toy figurines and you can put them in a game, I was like, okay, now he's just not cool anymore. So yeah, that's everything I got about that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, when I got into Spyro, I actually did not know anything about Spyro when I was about 7. That's when around the time. Luckily, I had a great friend at the time, and I used to go to her house every day, and we'd always play on her PlayStation 2, playing Spyro Dawn of the Dragon, mostly because that was the that just came out, and also it was the only 2-player game that Spyro had. So we would be playing that. I'd be Spyro, she'd be Cinder. We'd be playing that game all the time. And I was like, you know what I want for Christmas? I want a PlayStation 2 so I can get my own Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. So I did that. And I came in the series a bit too late. But I ended up going back and going on eBay, going on all these other online. I even went to my own like pawn shop kind of thing to get some Spyro New Beginnings, Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. I already had Dawn of the Dragon, Eternal Night, and I fell in love with the series. I loved it. Spyro is what got me into PlayStation, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. The PlayStation was my very first game console. Like, PlayStation 2 was my very first game console growing up. So having Spyro give me that PlayStation 2 kind of is a big deal. Yeah, I haven't really played much of I seen her play lots of the first game, the second game, the third game, but I do know about those games. It's not like I like the trilogy of Legend better, but that's kind of I don't know. I like Spyro the Legend mostly because that's what I grew up with, but I do like the other games too.
Yeah, the Legend of Spyro series where he was voiced by Elijah Wood.
I love Elijah Wood now.
And
it's also the ripoff of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and slightly, it also has kind of, it's kind of like God of War as well, especially in the third game of Legend of Spyro.
Oh yeah.
Like the first thing you do in that game is fight a giant demon, just like Kratos.
Oh, and I never really got 100% in Dawn of the Dragon. I got like 98%.
I think
done.
I was pretty close as well.
I was like
98%.
I know.
I never completed the game myself because I realized that there are all these mini bosses and armor pieces they have to get.
Yeah. Well, I remember it being like E10 and up, and I was like, oh, I'm a rebel. I'm 9 and I'm playing Spyro, which is a game that's E10 and up. Whoa.
Edgy.
And every time I would get stuck, my friend's sister would always come over and help me. She was like 15 at the time. And I was always thinking, you know why she's so good at this game? Because she's 10 and up. The second I turned the day I turned 10, I was like, now I'm automatically good at Spyro.
And then sort of Spyro turned into the Skylanders form of himself, and all
the Gremlin.
Yeah, and all the Spyro fans literally just got annoyed at Activision. Yeah, and
Spyro, what really got me with the Skylander series of Spyro is that the only reason, like, it has nothing to do with Spyro whatsoever. Just what if you happen to put Spyro on the portal was you play the first game, Hugo says, "Oh, hi Spyro," right? He says your Spyro's name, but really it's all about the other Skylander as well. It's not just about Spyro. The only reason they really put Spyro in there is because they needed, they're like, how are we gonna get this game to sell? Well, there's lots of Spyro fans who've been wanting a sequel, or lots of Spyro fans that've been wanting a good game. Let's just put Spyro's name in there right now, and then there you go. Marketing.
What's even more annoying is that I think there are images online of the prototype model for Spyro, and Originally, he was meant to be a red dragon, not purple.
Like in Skylanders?
Yeah, in Skylanders. It was supposed to be
Oh.
like a generic red dragon, and I don't know if he had a name or anything, but
See, if they did that's when the entire fan base of Spyro would just go after them and be like, no, he's a purple dragon! He's a prophesized purple dragon! But I did watch the Netflix series of Skylanders, because why not? Nostalgia, right? And one of the main characters in there is actually Spyro, and if you know Justin Long, Spyro is voiced by Justin Long in that series. But they did bring back Cinder, which I was like excited about because I love Cinder. She was like my favorite reformed antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I like her, and at the final Dawn of the Dragon, she was like, "I love you." I was like, "Yes." the little shipper that I was.
My fanfiction is now true.
Yes, it's all true. let the fanfiction come to truth.
Yeah.
But then, as I was watching more of an episode of Skylanders, they brought back Malfoy, and that made me almost want to cry. And Malfoy was supposed to be Cinder's dad in that series, like that episode, and I was like, close enough.
I haven't really been watching any of the episodes from Skylanders Academy. The only one I've only seen is the one where they put Crash Bandicoot in as like a cameo.
Yes, my special someone has shown me the clip that put Crash Bandicoot in it, and I thought, oh, okay, this is cool, because Crash Bandicoot was one of the figurines for the Skylanders game before they released Insane Trilogy. And what triggered me about it is that as soon as Spyro asks him, yeah, you know, what are you doing here? We didn't expect you here. Crash Bandicoot, instead of his usual noises and gasps and stuff like that, he starts talking, and apparently he has an Australian accent. And we all know that Crash doesn't talk, he just makes noises. It makes me bloody triggered.
The only thing he says is, whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. I have an app that just says whoa on my phone, and it's Crash Bandicoot just saying whoa.
Great.
If I ever wanted to be like that person in the middle of a class summit, and it's all like everyone's like there, and some big, I don't know, announcement happens, I just have whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Right. Coming off of that topic, I guess it's now time to talk about the remake. Specifically, let's see if we can try and predict sort of what kind of features the game may have. Whether or not it's just, I don't know, a remake of one of the games, or it gets the Insane Trilogy treatment where it's a remake of all three of the original trilogy.
The thing with Spyro, the first games, is that it was very much an open world compared to Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
And it was easier to remaster Crash Bandicoot because it was more linear and more like, oh, you got to get to point A to point B. And sure, Crash Bandicoot was also collectible, but Spyro is more of like you actually have to find something to collect it. You can't just jump up high and be like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. Well,
personally for me, when I first heard that the remake was going to happen, actually one of my parents said that they're thinking of creating a Spyro remake. At first glance, and I still hold this thought, at first glance I'm like, that's not going to happen, buddy. I mean, Ratchet and Clank reboot, successful. Crash Bandicoot reboot, successful. Spyro 1, I don't think it's going to happen, man.
Yeah, well, they tried to do that when Extreme Games turned into Insomniac. They tried to when they sold it to Activision, they tried to remake the Spyro series, and it was not really the same that Activision made. So if they do remake the series, if it does happen, hopefully it does, because everybody loves Spyro. Well, some people, I don't know. Hopefully everyone that's watching this likes Spyro. I mean, then what else are you here for?
Yeah, exactly.
But I hope if something does happen, if they do have Spyro remastered, they actually put Activision team members that might have worked on older titles of Spyro and put it in, have them work on some Spyro remastered, just so the story gets still across, or the I don't know, the animation still looks very smooth, or well, back then it looked very smooth.
Yeah. Dang, I forgot. I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Oh dear.
I hate that.
Yeah. So I've actually got a question. If we are gonna have a remake, and a lot of signs are saying yes, it's definitely gonna happen. Who do you think is gonna be the voice actor for Spyro?
I mean, I don't mind if it's going to be Elijah Wood again. I mean, he was great in the Legend of Spyro trilogy, and he could easily return back. In terms of a future voice actor for our favourite dragon, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, there could be a load of people out there that you can choose from in order to voice act him.
Well, currently, in the, like I said earlier, the Skylander series, Justin Long is voice acting as him. So I'm seeing more them saying, "Hey, yo, Justin, get over here." But if not, then they might have someone like the actual voice actor for Spyro in Skylanders, which I see coming back, where he's like all fired up, but the actual voice actor. But being the little Elijah Wood fangirl that I am, I really hope that Elijah Wood voices Spyro again.
Well, or maybe they could get, I don't know, Tom Kenny to come back and portray him, because he was Spyro back in the original days, and he has said during a panel, I can't remember which panel it was, but some fan actually went up to him and asked, you know, there are talks that Spyro could be coming back. Would you be happy in, reprising your role as Spyro again? And Tom Kenny has stated that he is more than happy enough to come back, per se. And I think a lot of people, especially in the Spyro fan base, I think they do say that Tom Kenny is the best Spyro voice actor amongst a lot of fans, not just me, but a lot of fans. But I know there's probably going to be a few people saying, "Oh, I want Elijah Wood to be Spyro. Oh, I want Tom Kenny to be Spyro. I want this. I want that."
What's funny about Spyro is that his voice keeps on changing within every game. Like, they get new voice actors. The only voice actor that stayed the longest was Elijah. He was the one that stayed throughout the entire trilogy. And even Gary Oldman in the second game, he was out, right?
Yes.
In Eternal Night, Gary Oldman was in it, but he came for New Beginning, then Dawn of the Dragon, and same with Sparks. When Sparks had a speaking role in Legend, I know I'm going off of Legend of Spyro, but he had like Billy West in the second game. He had David Spade, and I forget the other guy who voiced him as well. But he had like 3 different voices throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
But Spyro, as I think Elijah Wood being like the voice throughout Spyro entirely makes him more of like, I love Tom Kenny's version of Spyro. It's cool. He's the original. But I think Elijah Wood is also one of the more recognizable voices for Spyro. But who knows? It could be the guy who voiced Spyro in A Hero's Tale, for all we know.
Yeah. I mean, with Crash, they sort of said, okay, we're just going to get all the people who have voiced the characters in the Crash games, who was like in like the modern games. Let's just get them, bring them back, and just sort of say the lines that were said in the original games, and just do your sort of own take on them. And they could very well just do the same with Spyro. Let's just get a bunch of actors who may or may have not voiced a character in the Spyro series before, and let's just do this, I suppose.
Yeah. For all we know, it could be, I don't know, Meryl Streep For all I know, I don't know.
Okay.
Voicing as what's the female character? Alora.
Yeah, Laura. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember her.
Or maybe what was the name of the rabbit? In the third
Rebecca?
game.
Wasn't it like Rebecca or something like that? Becca. One second, I'm
Something
gonna
like
Google
that.
this.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Of the Bianca, I think.
Bianca. I know it was like some kind of like B name with bunny. That's all I knew.
Bianca. Yeah, I get it. Ooh. My knowledge isn't non-existent. Anyway, continue.
Out of the Spyro series, though, who would you like to see come back?
Um,
Other than Spyro himself,
of
like
course. Well,
maybe like a random dragon or a villain.
Well, if we're doing the entire trilogy to be remade, which I know is quite a lot of work, but I think it could possibly be done. I think all the main characters from those main games would return, like Moneybags, Hunter, Elora,
Moneybags.
Bianca.
If Moneybags is gonna come back, I want an option where Spyro could just ram him and get his gems back, because I know that was in I think it was
Hero's Tale.
I think I've Hero's Tale and
You also do that
I think it was Legend of the Year of the Dragon as well.
Yeah, Year of the Dragon. You also do that in the final hub world. You get all the gems back.
You're like,
It's like, give me back my money.
Oh yeah. Spyro does a thing 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? I don't know. Anything you all guys want to bring up about the possible remake? Because I can't think of anything.
The possible remake, I kind of wish they would make it more of a, like, the one thing I didn't like about the older games and their linear, not the linear, but their set design is that some of the characters and some of the, like, I remember I don't know which game it was, I think it was the second one or the first one, but it was, you were playing hide and seek with a big baby giant.
I think
to get gems or get an egg or get something. I forgot what it was. I think it was the Year of the Dragon, maybe. The third. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but it's been such a while since I played, so.
Yeah, I remember playing that or with my friend, and it being completely terrible time.
I remember having a tough time with, I think it was in the third game where you're underwater in like this submarine thing, and you had to target these.
Yes, I remember
submarines.
that. Yes.
Yeah, and that was quite tricky. I don't know if it actually tells you you're supposed to stay behind the enemy subs. I don't know if they were subs or not, but whatever. Or they may have been sharks, but you're supposed to stay behind them.
Yes, there was definitely sharks there. I remember there being sharks.
Yeah, and you had to sort of continuously try and follow them around until you got a perfect lock on, and then fire the missile, and then it hits the shark. But it would take just so long try to keep up with the enemy, and the enemy would just keep constantly like doing nearly 90-degree turns, and it would just be so frustrating. So I'm hoping that
same level, I remember doing the mission where you have to go through all of these gaps in these towers in order to get an egg or like a talisman.
Yeah. See, that's my only wish for the really the series. One of my only wishes for the series is that there's a choice of how difficult you want to play it.
Yeah.
So like a difficulty select.
So if you just want to be in there for the story, sure, have story mode. But if you want to be in there, you know what? I'm like 100% wanting to collect everything. Go for like a collecting mode and then have like more difficulties with that, right?
Yeah.
That's a thought. For me, if this reboot / remaster is to happen, which I still think it isn't, by the way, we could have the classics come back, like Hunter, Moneybags, and fauna character. I keep forgetting her name.
Alora?
Laura.
Yeah, Laura, thank you. This may sound strange, but it'll be cool if we get to see a spot of Ember, because she was the only non-linear dragon to appear in the hero's tale, and she wasn't mentioned of since.
She's only mentioned once, and apparently, and her one line made people be like, "Oh, she's the Amy of Spyro."
Yeah.
She's the one obsessed with wanting to marry Spyro. She wants Spyro to marry her. She wants Spyro's babies.
Okay.
People are making all these assumptions. Also, I'd want Flame to come back and have more of a role.
Maybe they can appear as like an Easter egg or something, just sort of
Yeah.
there as like just as a we mentioned Hero's Tale. There we go. Whilst
Yeah.
it's primarily going to be focusing on characters from the original trilogy, but also sort of maybe mention them or just have them in there in the background or something.
Well, the one thing
also, if they're going to remaster Spyro 2 or Gateway to Glimmer, as how I remember it in Europe, if they're going to bring back all of those skateboarding segments, then I'm down for that.
Oh, yeah, those.
The skateboarding. Tony Hawk 101.
Maybe they could improve. Oh, go on.
The one thing I didn't like about Spyro, and how it introduced some of these characters. See, I like story more than collecting.
Right.
That's my thing. I like to I don't know, I like the story instead of maybe I'll play the more harder difficulty or go for more of a 100% route after I'm done playing the game, after I'm done beating the game, after I'm done understanding the story. I kind of wish there was going to be a bit more of a story-heavy segment, I guess. Other than me having hours at a time going through these other worlds, trying to get these, maybe have more of a story inside that world. There's these little plots inside the world, but maybe have it more connected to Ripto's rage, of where Ripto was here and he was like, fuck you.
Well, it's gonna all depend on whether or not it's gonna be a one-to-one remake of the original, or are they actually gonna take liberties and actually adding more story, more of this or whatever.
Yeah. They might just have a oh look, this is now pretty. Just have the old voice actors come back and be like, oh look, it's all pretty now. No more boxy, cloppy kind of art style or designs or models. It's just nice and easy. Cover girl. There you go.
Yeah.
Also, another strange thing is that no matter if they go for a one remaster or just the original trilogy remaster, the one strange thing that I'd like to see, but I think all of you probably agree with me on this, what I like to see is the old intros done again, but in that remastered style.
Yes.
Yeah. I think...
when you start up the game and they got all these intros before the press start thing comes up, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's almost probably guaranteed that's going to happen. If this is going to get the same treatment that Crash did, I would assume they would fully remaster all the cutscenes, all the dialogue, all the graphics, all the music, maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of a waste if they didn't.
Yeah. If it was just the original graphics, but it's upscaled to 1080p and.
Or look at all the new stuff we put in. Look at that flower. Look how HD that flower looks.
Just that one flower.
Just that one flower. It took us $1 billion to make it look pretty, realistic. You'll be like a meadow of flowers. Then there's that one that looks like an actual rose.
We spent all our money on this one flower, but everything else is polygonal and whatnot.
Everything else is the same.
Everything else is the same, just that one flower, yeah. I know. Maybe they'll be because I remember in Spyro 2 and Spyro 3, I believe, there was also cheat codes that you could also put in to like change Spyro's color or give him a
Oh,
big
I
head.
wasn't aware of this.
Yeah, there was yeah, it was. Obviously it didn't unlock anything. There wasn't any like I don't think there was any cheats to get all the collectibles or anything like that. You still had to do that yourself, but I do remember correctly that there was a bunch of cheat codes in the original trilogy which did absolutely nothing except change the color of Spyro or make him 2D and flat or give him a big head.
Spyro, you have such a big head.
But I would love just that added attention to detail if they added just those cheats. They wouldn't have to include, I don't know, they wouldn't have to include any of the cheats that involve beating the game or anything like that. Just add silly cheats, and then that'll
Yeah.
be great.
But I think their biggest thing would be like, oh, he's Spyro. He's supposed to be Spyro. He can't be purple. He has to be purple.
He has to be purple. Yeah.
He must be purple. He's Spyro. Why? Because that's a royal color.
That's a royal color.
Why do you think Spyro's purple? Do you think they were like, you know what? Because like for many characters, it's just like, oh, Spyro, like Sonic's purple because oh look, that's part of Sega's like color scheme, white and blue.
Yeah.
But what about Spyro?
Maybe they wanted him to stand out, I suppose. I don't know.
Because you think about it, like, is there any other purple like mascots you know of?
Knights from Sega. That's the only other really one that I really know.
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah, I guess so.
But Knights isn't like a main. Knights is like a separate. It's like a side mascot to Sega.
Yeah.
But in terms of main ones, I can't.
Maybe they needed to find their own color because there's blue, red, orange.
Yeah, they probably just
purple.
wanted to stand out from the other mascots at the time.
Yeah. Like, you know what? Everyone else is blue, red. We even have orange over here. Let's be purple.
Yeah.
Everybody likes purple.
Yeah, it's my favorite color too.
Right. Is there any other particular things that you two want to see added to this remake? Because I don't know.
Speaking in terms of like Easter eggs or hidden little secrets and stuff, it'll be cool if they included like little references to the other Spyro games that have been out there. Handheld reference games will get bonus points, and if they include bonus like points, a reference to another like video game franchise or something, like a pic that I not longer saw on Google of Moneybags referencing, oh, if you continue to be rude, I might turn you into a blue hedgehog or something. When I saw that image, I thought, oh, what a sweet bird, and it's funny. I want to see that in there too.
Well, I would assume they would take every piece of dialogue that's been said in the Spyro trilogy and just sort of put it in the new game. So I'm sure that line would stay intact, unless they're scared of Sega or something. Of Sega, like
Sega. They're
Sega's,
very scary.
Yeah, but as for me, I'm trying to think because I can't really think of anything to really add, really, because honestly, the original trilogy for me is good as it's on its own anyway, and sort of stuff they could add. I mean, obviously references to like future titles would be great.
And maybe if they remaster it, maybe they I don't know. I'm hoping like if they remaster it, I'm hoping for like maybe they'll put out a new game of Spyro because the Spyro series has been dead for quite a while.
Well,
unlike Mario or like Sonic just came out with Sonic Forces, right? And Mario is always on top of everything, right? Sure, Spyro's not really the most well-known one, but bring in more people that like the series, and that's probably what they're trying to do with Crash Bandicoot and the Spyro or possible Spyro remake, right?
Yeah.
To bring in new fans to maybe relive or re-amp the series.
Yeah, but pretty much what Activision is going to do is say, okay, we're gonna test the waters to see how well this remake does, and if the remake does well, we'll consider making a new game. And I think that's exactly what they said when they were doing the Crash Insane trilogy. So I'd assume they'd do the same for Spyro.
Yeah.
I mean, hoping.
And hope all the Spyro fans are like, I'm on top of that. Or some new people or some new fans are like, oh, that seems pretty interesting. Purple Dragon.
I'd imagine the Spyro fans will say, I'll buy 10 of them. I'll make sure that the Spyro trilogy gets #1 in the gaming box office.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they'll make sure
number one, one of us.
Yeah.
That's my only, like, if it does do well, I'm hoping for a game, and I'm hoping for it to be good. Maybe it could go off of the Spyro Legend Spyro series, or it could be like a whole new alternate series of like how Legend of Zelda has 3 different timelines, right?
Yeah. I'd assume if a new game would be probably doing its sort of own sort of story, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't really see them remastering the Legend series because it's still pretty, like, it's the newer series.
Yeah.
And the Legend series looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think that also, I think that's Sierra who owns that series, not Activision.
You are correct there. Sierra, who published the Legend of Spyro trilogy with the new beginning, Eternal Night on PS2, then Dawn of the Dragon on PS2 and PS3.
Activision actually was one of the co-makers of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. That's why it looks so different from the other games. That's why Spyro looks more like I've been in prison. I'm like ready to get amped up. Like I'm here. HD graphics, 10 out of 10 into like the cartoonish kind of graphics in the first one and the second one. Because I remember people saying like Spyro looks so different. I don't like it. It's different from the new beginning. But thing is, they had a new development team with Sierra on that at that point. I think 2 more development teams. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all I know is it had like Activision was definitely on it, and Activision I think was the reason it became that beautiful remastered world. And maybe if they do make a remake of Spyro, maybe we can expect that beautiful remastered world to be in the remake of Spyro or remastered.
Yeah. I'd assume the graphics would be like really, really good. I mean,
yeah,
as good as the Insane trilogy, if not better.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Insane trilogy is already really good as it is.
Well, the story is really good.
Well, I think we're done with that topic. I think now it's time to play a little game of try to predict when we can expect some sort of announcement to happen, if this truly is happening, and what is the best time?
When Activision first announced, what was it? Crash Bandicoot, they did it at the EA
E3.
E3. Sorry.
It's okay.
I said EA. E3, where everyone was like, oh, look at these new games that are coming out. And I remember watching it and seeing like the little crash, like the sand, and as the director walked across the sand, Crash Bandicoot's footprints were behind him. And I was like, oh, shoot, bro. So maybe they'll do something like that. I'm expecting it maybe not next year, but maybe 2020. Maybe
going to
or 2025 latest.
I'm actually going to say sooner. Bold prediction. I predict we're either going to get an announcement. When I say expect the game, I meant when to expect the announcement, and I predict the announcement at least to happen either maybe this coming E3. I know, bold claim, but I'm going crazy here. And maybe gameplay at the PlayStation Experience, which is Sony's big sort of conference slash big
Yeah.
event dedicated to completely to PlayStation.
Next
For
question.
me,
Oh,
for
you-
me, if I
Go ahead.
were to predict when the announcements for a Spyro remaster, I have to go with Ryan here. Either at this year's E3, which is a big enough stage on its own, or the PSX conference. If not that, then probably in probably one of the big news games news articles like N4G or IGN will probably break the news saying, "Oh look, Spyro remaster coming such and such." If this remaster is to happen, a release date I'm expecting either like earlier on, later on this year or sometime next year. I don't know, but I still think it ain't gonna happen.
If it was to come up, what do you think it would be? PlayStation exclusive, or do you think like how it would be more of a more wide console? Because I know the series was like also on like Xbox, Wii, and all that stuff, but it was primarily the best on PlayStation because that was its original console. What do you guys think? What do you think it would be more of a widespread console debut, or just exclusively PlayStation?
Well, Spyro
Go ahead.
started out on the PlayStation, and I think as the PlayStation is his home, I'm guessing that's where he's going to go. But if you talk about, I think it was either Year of the Dragonfly or Hero's Tale, both of them got, I think it was Xbox ports at one point. And for Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon, I think that was the only one to go across PS3, Xbox, and also the Wii in a rare case. For the remasters, I think it is going to be like a PS4 exclusive or something.
Yeah. Excuse me. I think it's gonna. Again, I'm sorry that I have to keep bringing up Crash, but I think it's gonna be a similar sort of situation to how they handled Crash, where they're gonna say it's gonna be a timed exclusive, and then for like the PlayStation 4, and then it'll come out potentially later on the other platforms. But then again, we don't really know what's happening with Crash because they said that the Insane Trilogy was supposed to be a timed PS4 exclusive, but we still haven't got any information on if that's even true or not. But whatever. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be PlayStation exclusive for a little while anyway.
Yeah. No, I just bring it up because I know when I played Dawn of the Dragon, there like the big golem that you fight in Dawn of the Dragon.
Yes.
He looks
Yeah.
different in he looks different in Xbox or any other kind of game console other than PS2 or PS3, I guess. He looks different because there's like an added piece to his face, I guess.
Yeah.
And for a part when you first escape the golem, he's supposed to roar at you when he crushes you into the wall. He's supposed to roar at you, but apparently in like other consoles, he like roars out fire, and I was like, holy shit!
I think that's just the developers just using more of the console sort of hardware to sort of add more details to like the monsters and whatnot.
Yeah.
Depending on the version. So if you were playing on like I don't know, the Wii or a PS2 for some of the Legend of Spyro games, and obviously I don't think the consoles was able to handle some effects, and if they was, the effects was sort of low quality.
Oh yeah.
Compared to like the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3, which are much more powerful systems and are capable of actually doing more detailed effects like fire and, I guess more sounds and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are our predictions on when to expect, and honestly, that's all I can really think of to talk about. Have you two got anything else to really talk about for this?
Not really. I don't really have anything else to talk about with
If a
Spyro.
remaster, yeah, I'm still thinking that the remaster ain't gonna happen. But if it do ends up happening, I'm gonna be very, very surprised.
I mean, I can
That's gonna
understand.
be their goal.
I can understand what you're saying, Pudsey, but honestly, considering that there has been a lot of fan support over like social media, constantly asking Activision about the remake, asking Sony, asking like the main head of Sony and whatnot, like, oh, could please do remake Spyro the Dragon. I mean, Crash got one, Medieval has recently got one. Please,
That'd be
please.
mean if they didn't do Spyro, because it'd be like, oh, look at the Spyro fan base. Haha, suckers.
Just massive troll.
Just
massive...
like it's a massive just middle finger to the entire fan base of Spyro.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it'd be. I could almost sense that if they were to do that, I could already tell that there'd be a lot of angry fans over social media, expressing their disgust at Sony, maybe. But
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't. I don't think that would happen.
No.
They're not that mean.
Because it'd be mean if they just was like, oh look, Crash Bandicoot. Oh look, Medieval. Oh look, Spyro. Ha, suckers.
Or maybe they can just say, or even better, if they were to say, oh, we're here to announce that Spyro is coming out on PS4. He's going to be appearing in Skylanders on PS4. Instead
And
of...
then you're like, but he's already in PS4.
But yeah, I'm in the boat that I think it is going to happen. I just have this sort of thought in my mind that there's a chance that it can happen. If Crash can do it, if Medieval can do it,
If Ratchet and Clank can do
if
it.
Ratchet and Clank can do it with all these remakes.
Right, if Ratchet and Clank can get a movie,
Yeah.
Spyro can definitely
Yes,
do it.
and a game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, I just remembered, speaking of Spyro and movies, there was actually originally planned there was supposed to be a Legend of Spyro movie that was
Yes,
supposed
the
to happen.
Legend of Spyro 3D to cover all 3 games launched by Sierra, and of course would be in 3D. But if those of you are technical with the internet, we all know that the movie got cancelled just as the Sly Cooper movie did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that isn't that supposed to be like a TV series now?
No, I don't know. There are talks of a TV series, but I think
There
that's
was. I
going to
remember
be
looking
cancelled as well.
I remember looking at something and them saying, "Oh, look, a Sly Cooper movie." But thing is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, considering how not great the Ratchet and Clank movie did, yeah, I think it's kind of put them off doing like movies based on
Well,
these
I've seen the
characters.
Ratchet and Clank movie and I thought it was really good. I also played the game reboot to 100% completion. That includes all trophies too.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with Ratchet and Clank is you actually have to be a huge fan of Ratchet and Clank to watch it. The problem with the critics, though, that went to go see the movie Ratchet and Clank, they did not play the games.
No.
They were just like, oh, they didn't get any like the references that Ratchet and Clank would make or anything like that, which is kind of what, I don't know. Like someone was trying to, it's like someone going to see, what's it called? It's like someone going to see a musical, but not listening to the music.
Yeah. You'd be just watching a bunch of people dancing on stage. That's yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think one of the main complaints of that film was if you've played the game, the movie isn't doing anything new, but you know.
Well, they're also to not defend it either. they should make the movie more like, oh, everyone can see it, even though they haven't played the games. They can watch it and enjoy it for what it is instead of having to play the game. The problem with the movie, though, is that the movie is just you might as well just go get the game and or go on YouTube and watch the game's every game's cutscene, because that's basically what the movie did for you.
Yes.
Pretty much. In fact, I bet you on YouTube right now, if you type in Ratchet and Clank 4 movie, all you'll get is the cutscenes from the game.
Yeah.
Literally.
Or you just see like Ratchet and Clank full cutscene, and then you get all these like basically the movie.
Pretty much.
For free.
Yeah.
So why are you gonna like spend money when you can just go on YouTube and get it for free?
Yeah.
I think that's why people are so peeved at it as well, because they were just rewatching the whole game.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're about done here. So I guess all there's left to say is thank you everyone for watching this little discussion video. I hope it wasn't too awkward, but hopefully we did pretty well in this little discussion video. And where can they find you guys on YouTube?
For me, it's the channel Pudsey Space 99. There is a space in there, don't forget it. And my plans for the channel is that I've got a certain game that I really, really, really want to stream. And it might be one that you guys like, so watch out for that. And I might even upload it today. Who knows? But you have to look out for that. I'm sure Sonic Ryan 9 here will be a pal and include my channel link in the video description below. So be sure to look down there for all of the links.
Yeah, I'll do that.
There's nothing really interesting really, but I do have a YouTube. It is Basic Res, just Basic Res. It's basic and then res. No space, no nothing, just capital B, capital R. There you go. The thoughts for this channel is that I am a voice actor, and I put maybe some little clips of voice acting in there. Nothing has really been on there yet. I have done some gameplay. I hope to do basically everything for this channel. Make it big, make it small. I don't know, whatever is decided. Just yeah.
And I want to thank everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this discussion and you want to see more, please do hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to not only me but also my co-commentators' channels. And yeah, from me, Sonic Ryan 9, and you too.
Oh, yes. I hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion video that we had. Be sure to click on all of the buttons. I don't care. At least everyone has an opinion. I'm sticking to that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And this is Pudsey99 signing off.
Basic Res, and that's basically it.
And I'll see you all later. Goodbye.